and welcome to Good About Physical Therapy's Tip of the Day. Today, I would like to talk about what to do after an injury. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the recommendation for people from the medical community was to use RICE, the acronym RICE, which stands for Rest, Ice, Compress, and Elevate. The rest, R, part of the acronym, is no longer applicable. What that means is we do not want people to rest after an injury. Resting can actually lead to a prolonged recovery. So instead of using the R, just throw that out and keep the ICE. I stands for ice. Ice is helpful in the first 24 hours after an injury. That's it, 24 hours. What ice does is reduce blood flow. It's called a vasoconstrictor. So immediately after an injury, using ice can minimize how much blood flow comes to the area, thereby reducing how much swelling you start with. After 24 hours, ice is no longer effective in minimizing swelling, and then ice is only good for pain control. Ice numbs the area, so if you like ice, by all means use it, but it does not reduce swelling. This is a myth. What does reduce swelling is a new acronym, ACE, A-C-E. A stands for activate. That means get moving. Movement is blood flow. Blood flow is what helps to reduce swelling. C still equals compression, and compression also helps with blood flow, and the pressure will help to reduce how much swelling you have. And E, elevation, will also help to cause the fluid to track towards the heart. So if you're lying flat on your back with your foot pointing towards the ceiling, gravity will pull the fluid down away from the swollen joints and return it back to the heart. Elevation just above the heart or in a recliner is not elevation, nor is it effective. If you want to have results, then crank your foot up. Again, if your foot's pointing towards the ceiling, the higher up it goes, the more gravity will pull down. So if you're elevating just barely, it's not going to have a significant effect. So my tip of the day, instead of using RICE, use ICE in the first 24 hours, and after 24 hours, change it to ACE, A-C-E, activate, compress, and elevate. Thank you very much. See you next time.